Oh, I only have 14 minutes of time to record.
So only 14 minutes. Okay, it's going to be a very short episode.
Hello, Kovi.
Hello,
Nice to meet
Benjamin. Nice to meet you too.
One of us has flown to the other one's country.
Yes. You will never guess which. You will also never guess where we're recording this episode from. It's a secret. I'm not allowed to talk about it. But you may remember on a previous episode of Science Actually Presents The Nerd and the Scientist, we were talking about the science of Star Wars. No, wait.
No,
Star Trek.
Talk about Star Trek last time.
Star Trek. Okay, so what should we talk about this time then?
I don't know. What should we talk about this time? I don't know.
I don't know.
Star Wars?
Star Wars? Yeah,
Right.
Star Wars works.
Okay.
I guess we could talk about Star Wars
So
for no
the-
particular reason.
Well,
Is there much science in
there's a
Star
little bit
Wars?
of science.
A little bit of stuff.
Just in case Kovi and I ever met someplace where a certain sci-fi film was created that I'm not going to name, I had notes brought with me just in case we could record.
And he brought a copy for me because he knows that I'm always underprepared.
You are? Anyway, so we're going to make this a quick one because I don't think we're supposed to be here. So let's start. Different worlds.
Different worlds.
Different worlds.
Yes.
There's one world called Hoth,
Hoth.
and it's a completely ice planet, or a snow planet.
It's not hot.
Nope, got an H on the
Hoth.
end for half hot.
Half hot.
And it's completely snow covered.
Okay.
What are the chances, or is it possible, there could be a world that's completely snow covered that human beings like us could just walk around and live on?
I mean, it's very possible. A lot of the work that astrobiologists are doing revolves around looking for planets that are orbiting a star just inwards of the frost line. So habitable zones, as they're referred to, are normally the point where you're far enough away from the host star, or the planet is far enough away from the host star that liquid water can exist, but not too far away that it becomes frozen. So I guess if you would go just beyond the habitable zone, you could have an ice-covered planet.
And that's how I learned something called the frost line.
The frost line, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's
Where
go the other
so-
way.
Yes, okay.
Mustafar. Apart from fighting your Sith/Jedi foe,
Okay.
is that too much? Apart from you go to Mustafar, it's a completely lava-covered planet.
Yes.
Is there a place that is it possible to have a lava-covered planet? You can just walk around casually and scoop lava into buckets
I would
while
not.
on a hoverboard.
I would not scoop lava casually in any context. Although technically I think lava is wet.
It's wet. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine it would be the same sort of thing, just on the other side of the habitable zone, just a bit too close to the host star. And I imagine that you would need to have a particular composition, kind of metal rich, and you'd have magma.
Speaking of metal,
Yes.
how about a metal world like the Death Star? The Death Star supposedly, I have my notes, is anywhere from 160 to 900 kilometers in diameter, according to the research done by certain fans of this genre. It's a completely man-made metal structure.
Yep.
Could that exist? Could you build something that big and not have it collapse in on itself?
Really good question, because, I mean, most...
To keep something that big, you'd have to use a lot of force.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Yeah, force. Obviously referring to Newton.
Newton's force.
Yeah, my dog, Newton, for those listening at home. I think that the main thing is that when you have a star or a planet, normally there's something going on in the core that's creating a force that pushes outwards against gravity, right? Because otherwise gravity is just like, trying to get everything to collapse all the time. So I imagine that either the structural integrity would need to be like really solid, or there could be some sort of, I don't know, this is sci-fi, right? So there'd be a force field pushing outwards. There could be a nuclear, core at the center of the Death Star that's both powering the Death Star and also providing radiation pressure to push outwards. That's kind of how stars work.
Yeah.
So this is just a Death Star.
But instead of a core, it's got, a gun.
A gun. Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to do the math on that at some point. And,
All right.
See. Yeah. I like this.
This is good. Okay, I got more. We kind of covered this in the previous episode.
Yes.
But how much maneuvering really would there need to be to go through an asteroid?
Very little. Very little maneuvering. Every time in a sci-fi film you see like rapidly turning to avoid asteroids and just shooting towards you.
What if you had a spaceship called the Century Eagle?
Century Eagle. No.
Get it?
No, maybe the Decade Albatross.
Decade Albatross.
Decade Albatross, yeah.
Kind of want one.
I think that's 2 under par for the golf fans out there. But I think, I think in reality, there would never really be a need to maneuver so rapidly with a ship of any sort in an asteroid field, unless it was like a planet had just exploded
Like
and
just
you
then,
were
that's what I
in
was
the
thinking.
debris field. And
Right.
then there'd probably be a bunch of other explosive things happening that would make you not want to be around there.
Oh, dude. So
Yeah,
no-
this canteen. There's something about this cantina that's a little bit. We're recording in a cantina. I think that's the word for it.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of noise. Apologies, folks
Sorry.
listening at home. Some other folks, interesting people from all over.
Smugglers. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to be in that asteroid field. You want to get away from it quickly. You need to go light speed.
Light
If you
speed.
did not have an Ahsoka-style space whale, could you? Is it possible to travel light speed with just the things that you would have on a Decade Albatross?
I think it's a really interesting question because you look at the way that a warp engine would work, and a warp engine, which they don't really specifically talk about in Star Wars, but in Star Trek, that seems to be the main way that they travel faster than light.
Yeah.
A warp engine creates a warp bubble around the ship, and so it's basically moving the space around you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in a way you're not worried about hitting stuff in that space because you're bending the space that contains the stuff.
Oh.
So hypothetically, yeah, like
Okay.
I, maybe it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, big maybe.
Big maybe.
Yeah, don't quote me on that.
What if you're talking about maybe? Let's say
Yes.
I'm in a galaxy far, far away,
Okay.
and I want to call you on the phone.
Yes.
In a certain universe,
Mm-hmm.
making a phone call is actually quite easy
Yeah.
across incredibly vast distances. Do we have anything on the horizon that would let us do that? Because all we can do so far is make a phone call or a radio call that travels slowly at the speed of light.
Speed of light.
It
Yes.
takes seconds to get to the moon, takes 20 minutes to get to Mars, and if I'm on another end of the galaxy,
Too slow.
quite a bit. Is there anything we can do to speed up communication?
Speaking of communication, nothing I can think of. I mean, I think that that's just kind of this natural speed limit of the universe, the speed of light. I mean, even gravitational waves, they propagate out at the speed of light. So I think that all communication would be limited by that. Yeah. Maybe not the most fun and entertaining answer, but I guess that's what the science says. And this is the nerd and the scientist, not the nerd and the maybeist.
Nerd, yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
Let's say
Yes.
I did not like you, and
How
I wanted,
dare you.
and I wanted to shoot you with a laser gun.
Wait, you don't like me? Does he like me?
This guy.
He
does
doesn't
not
like us. He doesn't.
This guy over there doesn't like us. Oh,
Yeah. Hypothetically.
and I wanted to shoot a laser at you in a certain universe, not name in which.
Yeah.
There's a certain pew pew that shoots little laser blasts from guns.
Yeah.
Would that be how a laser gun would work? Because it would be possible to shoot a laser at somebody, but it would be a constant stream, not in bursts. And shoot, I had words for it. And there's a certain universe we're talking about, and you see little laser flashes going here and there, and you see little lasers shooting across.
Yes.
That's actually a waste of energy because the light is being shined out where that light needs to be focused
Yes.
at the target.
Needs to be
Technically,
beamed.
we shouldn't even see them because unless you're the recipient
And
of the laser blast.
If you're seeing it, it's too late.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting. I think that there's a lot of stuff in sci-fi, like the sort that we're discussing, that isn't quite in line with science. Like, you can definitely make bursts of a laser beam or electromagnetic radiation that's traveling in pulses. It could be pulsed radiation. Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. or as you said, pew, 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 pew. But yeah, in terms of visually being able to see it, I guess it wouldn't make sense, because if you wanted to send out electromagnetic radiation that was incredibly damaging, it would make more sense to use higher energy frequencies. And you can have both high intensity and high energy frequencies, which is like X-rays and gamma rays, all the stuff that makes superheroes and super, yeah.
All right, one more.
One more.
I'm not going to give away where we are,
No.
but who has the best stuff? The Empire or the Rebels? But I'm not saying where we are. But who has the best? I know, I have an answer.
You have an answer.
Wait,
is there a scientific answer?
I have a preference. Yes. Who has the best stuff?
I think, okay, so being a true scientist and nerd, I need you to be more specific. So when you say stuff, what are we talking about?
I am a huge fan of vehicles.
Vehicles.
And I don't think anything beats the Empire. Period.
I think you might be right.
Best stuff.
I mean, like those things that go really fast that look like bikes, that travel at high velocity. Velocity bikes, is that what they're called?
Velocity.
Velocity bikes.
Velocity bikes. Floating hover velocity bikes.
I would say, yeah, the Empire's got some cool swag.
They got the best swag.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we're talking about that today, though,
Me either.
specifically.
Me either.
But yeah. I wonder if the folks listening at home have other questions about this particular universe. I'm not sure.
All right.
If you do,
Please contact us.
please contact us. Send us an email.
Or contact us online.
Online, yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people find you online?
Find me at Science Actually. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, blah, 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 all whatever. We're running out of time, I think. We gotta go. But Science Actually, look us up. Kovi, how about you?
Oh, yeah, you can find me at Fun Fact Science on all of the good procrastination apps and also the bad ones. Be sure to follow us and catch us next time on Science Actually Presents.
The Nerd and the Scientist.
Nerd and the Scientist. Nerd, Scientist?
been
It's unclear.
One and the same.
We'll figure it out next
Both
time.
have beards.
Yeah.
Bye.